thinking about that backhand because that's always a big deal. But what I'm doing when I choke Caleb is I'm trying to compress these two together. So what happens when I put my palm is it instantly starts to flare this elbow out. And it's hard to squeeze my elbows together when my palm is facing here versus when my palm is facing here. And then the other part of the equation is Caleb's defense is tuck his chin, which is what I'm helping him do by pushing his head forward. So I want his head up, and I don't want this hand assisting him in that regard. Blood choke, I'm looking at 3 to 5 seconds for the sleep. Caleb doesn't tap, he's going to sleep over here. So if I'm looking at Caleb, I can tell when he goes to sleep because his eyes get that glassy look and the, what do they call it?
Pupils?
Yes, they dilate. So it's easy to see. He gets those fish eyes. But when I'm not looking at him, I can't tell. And I got to be careful because I don't want to choke Caleb endlessly. So I need to look for some signs. And basically the easiest way to describe it is he's fighting and then he's not fighting anymore. So I've had guys where he's up and his hands stay there, but he's not resisting the choke anymore. He's just kind of locked in. He just kind of sits there and doesn't do anything. And you can kind of feel it like, yeah, he's not resisting anymore. And now he's helpless at this point. So when I move out of the way, I don't want his head whipping back and everything. So I'm going to lay him to the side, you know, kind of get him out of the way and get out from under him. I'm looking at his chest. If there's a rise and a fall to the chest, then I don't worry about it anymore. Everything's functioned as it needs to be functioned, and he's going to wake back up in a second or two. If he's not rising and falling, now I'm concerned. I got to get this working again. But that's why you'll see the guys open the gi, look, rise and fall. If I'm worried about it, lift the chin, open the airway a little bit, let him go. If you've never slept anybody before, it's a very traumatic experience. Guys have been training for 10 years. All of a sudden, Caleb falls asleep. It's like he pulled his spine out. They start freaking out. So it's hard to sit here and not do anything because they don't know what to do. So one thing you can do is get up and run around and yell, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," which is what most guys do. Otherwise, walk over here and lift up his feet. And that'll help more blood rush to the upper part of the body and give you something to do, and it ain't going to bother. You watch the old karate videos and judo, they do the open them up, smacking them on the back, and the idea is to stimulate the nerves and the blood flow. And Caleb wakes up and he's like, "Man, that was a cool choke you got me in, right? But the choke doesn't do that to you. This does that to you. So completely unnecessary. Leave him lay. Make sure he's working all right. Go get a drink, hang out. All right. Longer you choke him, the longer he'll sleep. Choke him. He's holding his arm out. He starts to sleep. You let go. Right back up again. Choke him a little longer, he'll sleep a little longer. What's the tipping point? No one knows. 3 to 5 seconds, he sleeps. I let him go, he's going to wake back up. They've been choking guys for thousands of years. They built the pyramids, they choked each other. It's nothing new. We didn't invent something new. He sleeps, he wakes back up. There's no recorded incident in history that anybody can produce where he sleeps, I let go, there's a problem. He sleeps, I don't let go, now there's a history. And like I said, where is that line? I don't know. I choked Caleb for 20 seconds and he has brain damage. I choked Robert for a minute. Maybe he's used to that kind of thing. I don't know what it is. You don't know where that line is. But it's certain, if I continue to choke him, brain damage and death is absolute certainty. So when he sleeps, after a couple seconds, the responsibility that was on him for starting the fight now starts to roll over to you because now he's helpless, can't do anything about it, and taking advantage of him. So if we're talking about self-defense situation, the ball's rolling over to the other side after a few seconds because he's out. Like I said, he's helpless. You can escape now. You do what you got to do. You continue to choke him and cause irreparable damage. Be careful. So keep that in mind. Question?